Well, when it comes to seafood, what you order might not be what you get. Oceana Canada recently tested 382 samples of fish from restaurants and stores across the country. Of those, just shy of half were found to be mislabeled, and that can raise concerns for your health, the environment, and even your pocketbook. Joining me from Halifax with more is Professor in Food Distribution and Policy at Dalhousie University, Sylvain Charlebois. Good morning.
Good morning, Kelsey.
Well, the report found that when it came to certain fish, such as snapper, yellowtail, or butterfish, the samples were mislabeled 100% of the time. Why is Canada having such a problem with mislabeled seafood?
Well, obviously, all of these changes were economically motivated. They are often replaced by species that are less expensive. That's the nature of food fraud or fish fraud. Fish and seafood is an interesting sector. A lot of things happen out at sea. It's really an obscure industry compared to land-based sectors, and that's why the CFIA and regulators are having a hard time making sure that the entire supply chain from boat to fork is properly monitored.
And then the mislabeling comes at a cost, not just for the consumer in terms of their money, but also in terms of their health. Many butterfish or white tuna samples tested by Oceana Canada actually turned out to be another type of fish, escolar, which is banned for sale in Italy, Japan, and South Korea because it can cause vomiting, diarrhea, and other gastrointestinal symptoms. What are some of the consequences that can arise from the sale of mislabeled seafood?
Yeah, appetizing, isn't it?
Yeah.
The issue, of course, a lot of people think of the socioeconomics of food fraud. A lot of companies out there are doing a great job. They're very honest and deliver good quality food and trustworthy food to patrons. Unfortunately, you have a few that aren't necessarily obeying to the same rules. So you often think about the cost of food fraud, but now what's come at the forefront is the public health aspect of seafood or food fraud. If you're served something and you're allergic to it or you have intolerances towards a certain product, your health can be compromised. And that's really the key issue here, I think, for the CFIA and provinces.
Oceana Canada is calling on the Canadian Food Inspection Agency to implement boat-to-plate traceability. So what does that mean, and will it help?
I'm not entirely sure what it means, but what I can tell you working with the CFIA over the years is that the CFIA is not necessarily hardwired to think about food fraud. You see, their world is about pathogens, microbes, and they try to assess risk based on the chances of outbreaks. They don't think about human behavior or even criminal intent. And that's what food fraud is. And they're starting to hire social scientists that can actually give the CFI a chance to better understand where the problems are within the supply chain. Criminal intent is hard to prove, and you need the right talent and the right people to actually pinpoint where the problems are.
This is a fascinating story. Sylvain Charlebois, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.